3, 2, 1, go!
Hello, everyone. It is an honor to be nominated. I am, of course, Matthew E. Matthews, brunch advisor to the stars and Ted Danson body double. Joining me tonight is...
Shayla Derwent. I'm Kristen Bell's body double.
Cryptid. I like monsters. I help them.
Yeah, you were big on Monsters Inc., right? You
Yes.
consulted, and you were the monster coordinator.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's an honor to have Cryptid on the podcast.
It's an honor.
I, of course, need no introduction, but I'll give myself one. I'm Rhys McCain, Rachel Dratch's buddy double, and also Monster Craft Services.
Nice. We've actually worked together a lot on various jobs.
That's right. What were your credits again? Ted Danson.
Body double and brunch advisor to the stars.
That's right. And you do a lot of brunch advising for people like Tom Cruise, who in some ways are monsters. So I will cater for them.
Yeah. We've all got to make a living somehow in this biz that they call show. They don't call it Holy Nice after all.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
They just to clarify, just for listeners at home, they call it Hollywood. And so that's like basically a suburb in Los Angeles where a lot of films get made.
And trees.
Trees get made?
They cut down a lot of trees, actually.
And there's a lot
And
of
they
fires
remake them.
recently.
Oh,
That's
Should
fun.
we bring that up? Should we bring that up?
Well, it's been brought up now.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Where were you?
I was in Australia doing some craft services for a upcoming DreamWorks animation film.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that one called?
I don't know. I just was making
They just DreamWorks.
hot dog.
It was
vegan,
on the Australian
vegan hot
DreamWorks
dogs.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Do any of us need to establish alibis for the Hollywood fires?
Alibi? Well, I think weren't we all on that set? If I'm not mistaken, unless we had body doubles.
Yeah, no. It was... look, I can't tell you too much about the film, but there are monsters in it.
Yeah. They're definitely monsters.
They're
in it.
definitely monsters.
See, I do remember seeing
And it definitely
Cryptids.
exists, and it's
And
definitely
I do remember
DreamWorks.
seeing Rhys.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm no snitch, so I can verify that Shayla was there as well.
Oh, I forgot I'm not a snitch. Yeah. Shayla was
But
there.
you are a switch.
No. And this conversation isn't recorded, so you guys are just free to say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
We're holding microphones. Are we not recording?
These are Fisher
Fisher
Paykel.
Price. Oh, what?
Isn't it?
It's
Is
Fisher
Price the
Price.
kids one? What's Paykel?
I
Paykel.
Is that a real estate business? Let me just go talk to
let's
the
find out
boys
what
in the booth while
Fisher
you
and
guys...
Paykel is.
Yeah,
Is there a Fisher in? I don't even know.
I'm sure.
it makes me think of is it a pikelet?
Yeah, Paykel
Yeah.
mini pancake.
Yeah.
We made them once. I'm pretty sure they put vinegar in them.
Really?
Why?
How did you do that?
No.
It was
what?
the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the
Everyone
90s.
was doing it.
Yeah.
Fisher and Paykel.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
CPAP
Okay.
machine.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these are CPAP machines.
Oh.
Oh, I
Yeah, so
see.
these are actually just,
Oh, that's why I'm breathing better.
Yeah. As to
Oh.
help
you
us
can
all
feel
get a
it,
good
right? You
night.
can feel
Yeah.
it.
I feel it.
So
Yeah.
these are actually, I can sell you to these. They're normally $170, but I can actually sell them to you today for $154.
Wow.
Ooh, that seems
Is
like
that
a good
offer
deal.
available to our listeners?
No,
Oh, okay.
there are no listeners because these are, again, Fisher and Paykel CPAP machines, not
Oh, yes.
microphones.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, audience, but you can't hear this, so you're not invited.
So is anyone interested in buying?
Well, let's
What you
see.
can do if you are sort of tempted, but you're not sure about the finances, you can buy 4 of them, and then all you do is you sell 3 of them, and you've made a profit.
Oh. Well, I'm interested in that. However, I think I might want to keep this on just for another like 40-ish minutes.
Yeah,
just to
and
really
see
test
how
it
it
out.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes
And then I'll decide.
What a good way I find to test it is to sort of talk about movies and movie awards. And that way, because that gets everyone's heart rates and respiratory system really going. So if you do that, you'll really feel the benefits.
Yeah. Actually, well, that reminds me of a movie that I saw very recently that I was holding my breath for.
Yeah.
So I really could have. This would have been very helpful for that movie. And that was, of course, The Sea That Spoke My Name.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I consulted on that.
Oh, you did? Yeah, because
Really?
the Loch Ness Monster was in it.
Nessie.
Nessie.
Yeah, she
Good
got
to see
out of the
Nessie
lock.
getting work.
Got out of the lock. Yeah.
She's been typecast for quite a while, I felt.
Yeah, it's something that she's trying to get out of, but, with, her body and then the Scottish accent, like, there's only so much that they'll put her in.
So what's just about the body? What's going on there?
There's only so much room on a soundstage. She is
okay.
rather large.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. She
No.
she works
Big and
it.
beautiful.
She makes it work for her. She's
But
got
it's purely a logistical thing.
it is a logistical thing. That's why, Sea That Calls My Name. Oh.
The Sea That Called My Name.
Yeah, The Sea That Called My Name. Oh, I do so many movies. It's so hard to keep track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that one worked because it was mainly in the ocean.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, I do remember that Nessie got a part, was originally going to play the lead role in the Vertigo remake, and that totally fell through because all the stairs were just collapsing left and right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How was that cryptid working on that? Because you started shooting it.
Yeah, we started shooting. She didn't even get up a full flight. There was splintering.
See,
Basically, they
seems
paid
like-
the insurance. They had to pay out because she got a splinter that got infected.
Oh,
It seems like a big oversight to do this on wooden stairs.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone was just like, I want to be as faithful to the original. You know, some of these
You got to have the
directors.
creaks.
Yeah.
They wanted the same creaks as the original.
Yeah.
Diagenic.
Yeah. Cast the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
I just sort of sounded like you were saying Dianetics, which is something that we picked up from Tom Cruise when we were working with him. I wouldn't normally be so forceful with a correction. I just wanted to make sure that the CPAP machines, because the CPAP machines are staunchly anti-Scientology.
And fair enough.
Yeah.
The machines are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they actually will strangle Scientologists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
They've been recalled from all science centers.
science centers?
Yeah, local science centers. Those are all Scientology.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, about half of them are, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some legal disputes, but like back to Nessie's work.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
let's
yes.
get to that.
Just on a bit of a safer grounds because it's quite unfortunate for Nessie. Nessie did a really good demo for Die Hard,
Yeah. I saw her audition tape for that.
and
Such a shame what happened in Nakatomi Plaza.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
Because they airlifted her to the rooftop. They were going to shoot the rooftop scene first, and they airlifted her up there.
Yeah.
look, I was doing brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're a brunch consultant.
yeah, I consult during brunch.
Right. Okay. So you were doing brunch, as in you were doing some consulting during the brunch.
Yeah.
On that set.
Yeah,
Because I'm the one usually bringing the food. Yeah.
It was funny, like, that they were having brunch because the scene was filmed at night.
movie magic,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Night for day for night.
Yeah. The hours on set. It's sort of like whenever you get to have brunch is when you have brunch.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, I was wrong to be so staunchly about that. I'm not Rhys. I can't correct.
You'd be surprised, like how bright night appears on camera, and so a lot of daytime shots are done at the peak of midnight for about 5 minutes. That's why movies take a while to make.
Yeah. And because the nighttime looks so bright, a lot of and the daytime looks so dark, so a lot of nighttime shoots are done during the day around brunch time, which is why you get so much brunch consulting work.
Yes.
Yeah, and then a lot of the actors, of course, are vampires because that's when they want to be up and doing work. They're nocturnal, you know.
Oh.
And then that's why
so if
we
you
have
ever see-
body doubles who are humans.
If you ever see a daylight scene in a movie, those are probably vampire actors.
So
Yeah.
almost all of the morning shots of Becca walking outside, that's me.
Oh.
that's you.
Yeah, because Ted
Oh, you-
Danson's a
Ted-
vampire.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
of course, yeah. And in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, all the nighttime scenes were actually shot in the daytime. So that was me, not Kristen Bell, because she's also a vampire.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I've seen her in the daylight on film a lot, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I do sometimes work with the vampires, but they don't like to be associated with monsters.
Right.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
look, we're people too. You know, just because we're immortal now and have a little blood here and there doesn't mean we're not people.
Which is really upsetting for Nessie because Nessie is the only Scottish vampire.
Mm,
Yeah.
that is true. That is true.
And she constantly feels ostracized both by directors and by potential fellow cast members who are vampires sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel for her. It's just.
But I mean, she's had a big break, right? She was in the Sea That Calls My Name.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, yes.
And
Honestly,
incredible in it.
incredible. I think this will be a breakout role for her.
Mm.
Yeah, because I really feel like she's normally typecast in those like Scottish Loch Ness monster roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like blurry photo of Loch Ness Monster
Yeah.
or video from afar of little thing coming out of the Loch Ness.
Yeah,
Please, you got to believe me.
exactly.
I did see it at the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
that
those
one.
movies.
Like,
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but this one really, like, you know, she had a storyline, she had a character arc, and
She passed the Bechdel test.
she passed the Bechdel test. And that's been something that Nessie has really been struggling with in her movies. Yeah,
Because nobody usually talks to her.
exactly. So she can't even get past the first step of talking.
No, exactly. Usually she's just an object,
Or-
really.
Yeah,
well.
really.
And she's not, but she's basically
She's seen in that
treated
way.
like one.
Exactly.
And sometimes, yeah, it's tough getting roles out there. So you take what you can get, you know.
Yeah.
And she also hasn't passed the Bechdel test. Like, she's been close sometimes. Like, people have talked to her and they've given her names and everything. But then inevitably, even though it's a conversation with another woman, the other woman will say, "Did you eat my son?" And now they're talking
And
about.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
what happened to a man.
Precisely, yeah. And I usually in the movies, you know, I'm really happy that she's getting that chance to really like have some dialogue in there, you know, because normally she doesn't get any dialogue, and that's really upsetting.
Can we talk about the plot of the movie?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Good, because this thing is bananas.
It's crazy.
It's been described by 3 separate journalists as a wild ride.
And
Which is, you don't hear that a lot.
you don't. And you know what? We're going to be the 4th, 5th, 6th, and dare I say 7th cryptid if you would.
definitely
Because you're a film journalist for today, at least. We're going to be the. We're going to be the 4th to 7th film journalist to also call it a wild ride.
Oh, definitely a wild ride.
I would say that this movie is, in my opinion, a wild ride.
I was going to call it fun for the whole family, but now that I think about it, it's a wild ride.
Once you remember the wild parts of the ride.
Yeah. And the bit where all the children died in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's when I remembered not fun for the whole family.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be fun for the parents because they're seeing children die, and it wouldn't be fun for children because they're seeing children die.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have to think about your mortality at a young age. Very
Yeah.
Precisely.
How how
Yeah.
young were we all when we first thought about mortality? Just a fun little icebreaker question.
In the womb.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was aware of my existence from a very early age, being none. none was my age.
9 years old.
Yeah.
But why were you thinking about your mortality? You were just
It's sort of,
contemplating.
yeah, it's like when you meditate,
Yeah.
like you start, like you're not meant to think, but sometimes thoughts come in and then you
Right.
let them go.
Yeah.
When you're in the womb, there's a lot of sort of time alone in solace, meditating really.
So did you perhaps, like you were going through a process of meditation, experience ego death, and then ironically think about what ego death meant for you and then death in general? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's about the
I think that's fairly standard for most.
oh, you too? Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
most of you two has had that experience. I remember Bono in an interview definitely
Oh, definitely.
was saying,
Yeah.
like, when I was in utero, I remember sort of meditating, finding nirvana, and then having ego death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think
Yeah.
about death, ironic.
I had like when I was a bit of a late bloomer, so I had some like alphabet learning tapes that my family put on, and then Bono came around to my house and jammed his talk about self-meditation and ego death into the player.
Yeah.
I didn't want to listen to it, but he forced that upon
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, wow.
We're doing topical jokes now.
No, I think I learned about death quite young. Obviously, I was definitely born during and the filming of Becca. I certainly. When did Becca come out?
This is a real movie.
Becca, it's a TV show. It's one of Ted Danson's greatest works.
Yes, he plays a doctor.
He plays a doctor, and I had to ask my acting coach, what does a doctor do? And he had to
Yeah.
explain to me as a small child that sometimes people get sick and even die, and then they had to explain to me what death was,
Right,
so that I could understand the role. Because I would say the constant facing of death is important to the Becca's role.
Yeah, of course. And of course you've been body doubling for Ted Danson since you were a baby.
Yeah.
Well, he does have that youthful charm to him.
He does, yeah.
yes, very
Up until this day.
I think, first time that I contemplated, probably like
wasn't-
now.
Now.
Like right now. Like I'm just sort of realizing it. That's like,
Wow.
I didn't think about it before, but like there's just an end, isn't there?
Yeah.
Is there? There's certainly a transition.
It feels, it does make me feel more comfortable if I think that it's not an end. So
Well,
maybe I'll choose that.
there is always, we do work with a lot of vampires.
That is true.
We do frequently work with vampires.
But is that really the same person, or is it like a corrupted sort of evil thing, puppeteering
Well,
the body?
Wow,
of
okay,
a-
that's actually not cool to say that about your coworkers.
Yeah, yeah. And,
think some of them
we
own
don't
it.
use the E word around vampires. It's, bad connotations.
Right.
Do you hold your desire?
Sorry, it's hard to keep track of things. You know?
Do you hold your desire to not feast on the blood of innocent as like a core ideal value of yourself?
No, that's negotiable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you could probably be the same person
Right.
after becoming a vampire.
No,
Yeah. Is it the pointy teeth?
Yeah, no, it's just more of an aesthetic thing.
Yeah, okay.
Is that cool to say in front of my coworkers?
Look, it's
It does sound a bit like it might be body shaming to vampires.
yeah, you gotta be a bit careful. But
I don't think they can. Like some of them, it seems like some of them can control if they have pointy teeth or not.
Yeah, sometimes they grow out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a control or is that instinct? I should be asking Cryptid. Cryptid, you are the monster expert.
well, again, remember they don't like to be called monsters, but I do work with
Vampires
them,
don't,
so
yeah.
you're not wrong. See, it depends on who sires you. So
Okay.
that's the one who, gives you the gift of immortality, or curse, depending on who you ask. But, it's a
Yeah.
Angel versus Spike situation.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. And well, seeing as we have Cryptid here today, we brought you on because, of course, today we are talking about a really cool award, which is the best monster in a movie. And, we can talk about the, using the word monster. That can be a topic of discussion, of course.
Oh, of course.
But that is the award being presented by Monsters, Inc.
Yes, yes. Which is separate from the Pixar property.
Oh,
It
really?
is, yes.
Yeah, it's Inc. INK.
Okay.
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
this is like
It's a magazine.
Yes.
All the movies are...
That's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, you're
exactly.
like,
That's pretty
Yep.
good. I was gonna say
you didn't want to laugh
something weird about
derisively, at my expense.
harvesting the squid ink
Yeah.
from like cephalopod-headed beasts.
Well, I mean, they are sometimes described as monsters, and often a sailor's tale is told of dreaded nightmare creatures from below the sea. So I can
course.
see why you'd link those,
Yeah.
but you're wrong.
Kraken.
They do use cephalopod ink to print
it,
the magazine.
but just because that's sustainable.
But
Yeah.
and it's sustainable, and they're like the cephalopods are kind of like, all right, I guess, like they're like, I'm monster adjacent.
Right,
Give
right,
you a
right.
hand.
They want to get involved, yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta get your tentacle in the biz somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. It's good.
Your tentacle
open
in the porthole.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the compliment, Rhys.
Yeah, thanks. I'm
But
excited about this award.
Oh yeah. No, it's there are talks about changing the name of Monster, but then nobody can decide on what to change it to.
Yeah.
And I mean, for like the last 20 years, the Monstars from Space Jam have
Yeah.
won it every
Yes.
year. So
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's some contention that are they monsters or are they aliens?
Do we
So,
have a
well-
distinction there?
well, yeah, what is the difference then?
The main difference is being from Earth. If you're
Oh, I see.
on
could you
Earth
not
from Earth,
Say so is something from hell.
see hell
Is hell part of Earth? It's like inextricably linked.
it's extra dimensional.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's connected to the Earth's plane, so it's
Right.
like demons can be considered monsters, but only if they agree to be considered.
Right.
Sure,
okay.
sure.
So sort of same genre, different style.
Yeah.
And it's
see.
important, I think, I'm just learning this sort of stuff, but I think if you are ever, say a monster is terrorizing your small rural town, or from hell,
Of
a
course.
beast from hell, I suppose, it's important to check in with them and just say, hey, we want to know what to yell when we're carrying torches to try and slay you and inevitably fail due to our hubris. Can we call you monster? I think it's just important to have that conversation.
it also helps when you're like calling the emergency services and you need to like direct the call. It's like, okay, what are you looking for? I'm looking help with a magical phenomenal being. Like, hey, am I calling the Ghostbusters? Am I calling the Men in Black? Am I calling an exorcist? Like, if you're not ready to be specific, they don't know who to call. And, these workers are underpaid, overworked. They're going to default to the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh,
If-
exactly.
And it's rarely actually in their jurisdiction.
It's interesting because they get kickbacks from the Ghostbusters because the Ghostbusters are the only one of those that actually charge for their services.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is one of the main faults of capitalism.
That's probably, my number one.
My number one
up there.
problem is
Yeah.
that the Ghostbusters are benefiting financially from their ghost eradication service.
When people talk about the global cost of living crisis, what are they talking about?
The Ghostbusters.
They're talking about the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They're charging way
They're
too
charging
much.
way too much. Yeah. A couple of years ago, so much lower. Now it's the inflation.
A couple of years ago, if I had a ghost in my attic, I'd be like, oh, who am I going to call? The Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, if I had a ghost in my attic, I'm like, guess I've got a ghost in my attic now.
I used to
Yeah.
work at a library in New York, and there was a old ghost lady. I think it was the previous librarian. I think I was hired to replace her, but she would be she'd just be floating around,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she'd be reading books and telling people to shush. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's my responsibility to call the Ghostbusters. And I said, hey, not a big deal. Don't stress. This ghost hangs out in the library reading books and tells people to shush.
That's right.
They
You're just doing.
exploded her in the library, and I had to pick up all the books afterwards.
Yeah, and you're just doing what we're like as a society we're told that's what to do in that situation.
Who are you going to call? The Ghostbusters.
They're not interested in improving things. They're just interested in their payday.
Well,
I wonder what do you reckon the Ghostbusters do with the ghosts once they capture them? Because they call themselves Ghostbusters.
That's true. Maybe they just.
But they always say capture device, and then I see the ghost get sucked in.
Yeah, maybe they just put them all in one big storage vault that's going to strain at capacity for many years until the mayor of the town sort of reduces funding and it goes unused. And so then the ghosts all escape again.
No,
just an idea.
They wouldn't be that irresponsible. These are scientists we're talking about.
That's true.
yes, but scientists allured by capitalism, which we could all say is the biggest monster of all.
Wow, that's good. Have you ever worked with capitalism?
Look, I flirted with the Monopoly man once, but that's the closest I've got to working with capitalism.
Right. Well, so capitalism, the biggest monster of all. Coming back to best monster in a movie by Monsters Inc. Up first, we have nominated Jurassic Snark.
My God. Do you hear that? I thought we were alone out here in the jungle.
Why did you think that? And this jungle is full of biological experiments.
What?
I can't believe you thought that. That's so embarrassing for you.
You told me I was developing blueprints for a theme park.
Oh, yeah. We're building a theme park way out in the jungle. Yeah, totally. On an abandoned island. Oh, yeah. Oh, that seems likely.
That's what you hired me for. I'm an architect. I happen to be the strongest, most bravest architect that the Americas has ever seen.
Oh,
But still,
sorry. I thought I hired you to be smart. I thought I hired you to be intelligent. It turns out I hired you to be a big dummy.
you hired me to draw plans for buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to point to me where this building... I heard it again.
But everything you said, not once did I say it's going to be a completely abandoned area with no biological experiments. I feel like due to the nature of like jurisdictionally, you should have worked out, okay, we're way outside of any sort of legal system here. There's going to be some biological experiments.
I have a standard package options for my customers.
Uh-huh.
You picked mid to light building.
Yes, and that's what I require.
Yeah. You didn't pick mid to light building in hazardous conditioned environment.
Sorry, you have that option?
Did you even read my forms?
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed now. I just assumed that
You just
know.
assumed that architects were ready for danger? I'm not a geographer.
I assumed that you would realize that, like, any thinking person would realize that obviously something wild was going on out here.
Oh, hey guys, I'm the geographer. Don't worry, I'm here to save you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness.
thank goodness.
My
Yeah.
biological experiments have gone wild.
I know. Quick, grab a gun.
What?
Shoot at them. That's the only way. Trust me, I'm a geographer. I know this.
Geographer, we gotta listen. All right.
I refuse. I will not destroy my creation.
You won't destroy any of them? What if one's particularly scary, particularly gruesome, and unusually fearsome? Then, when you're faced with the monster that you have created yourself, would you be willing to do what must be done?
No. Oh, yeah, I just die then. What? Of course. Of course, in that situation. In that specific situation, yeah, I'm going to shoot, but we're fine at the moment.
Are we fine? Are we fine?
We're just hearing spooky noises.
This dinosaur is coming right at us, running full speed straight ahead.
Oh, yeah, we're totally going to die now.
Oh my god! It's biting his head off!
Oh, my head. Oh, yeah. Wow. Go for the head. That's going to kill me really quick.
Oh my god. If only I knew some sort of enclosure type building that I could design to keep people safe from this. Then in the future, they would be able to come to a theme park on this deserted island, and then it would be fine. I think we could make this work in the future.
Is that what Jurassic Park is?
I'm still alive.
Yeah, that's what Jurassic
Oh my
Park
gosh.
is. Okay, interesting scene.
Yeah, if that wasn't loud enough, I asked if that was Jurassic. If that was what Jurassic Park is.
The climactic death scene of that film.
Yeah.
What did we think? Did we buy the emotional arc that the film was trying to take us on there?
Well, I don't know. I didn't trust that geographer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but that's just more to do with your own personal prejudices, right?
Yeah, it's true. Everyone knows I have a thing against geography.
Yes.
Yeah. Though I think
Because rocks are sort of the enemy of monsters.
That's geologists.
Geographer. Right.
No, but Cryptid,
Yeah,
you
well-
do hate geologists because they like dig up rare metals such as silver. You hate them for that reason.
Yes, yeah, I do hate geology.
Sorry, what I meant was maps.
yeah,
the
maps is
enemy
the
of
enemy of monsters, of course.
Yes, because, once they started doing maps, then the monsters were more easily found.
Yeah, exactly.
They got very mapped.
Because it used to be on those maps, you'd have here be monsters, and they stopped writing that. They stopped writing that, and so the monster population actually dropped.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
What we do now is problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to carve out
Not-
some more space.
Not
for the
allocate
monsters.
enough space for the monsters. I think it was good. I think the arc was bad because the movie set it up for the scientists to realize that they were the monster, but then they didn't. They just sort of kept being incredulous,
Yeah.
even post-death.
Yeah.
And then we got that after-credit scene where they were in hell and they were like, "Oh, sure, torture me for my crimes." Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'll make me change my ways. I also didn't think we saw him reading through all the different tiers of the.
Yeah.
That was a long scene.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I just don't buy that. It seems like a plot hole that he didn't read the option for high danger.
It's a shame that we established earlier that the demons don't necessarily count as monsters because there was a lot of detail into the monsters of hell and how they work, but it doesn't count for this award.
No, well, it says here that the nomination for best monster, you would think it might be the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was.
No, it's the
But
it's sarcasm that prevents you from forming true emotional connection.
Yeah.
that was the real.
Yeah, so Cryptid,
so-
how would you work with that as a monster consultant?
Well, with that, see, that's very tricky. That it's one of those more analogous, I don't think
Metaphorical.
Yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Words so hard.
I agree.
But of the
Sorry, just 1 second. Matt, I'd like to issue a formal apology. When you slightly stumbled over the word diegetic, I really leapt on that. And then mere minutes later, I was thinking that geography was geology, so which to me seems much worse. So I'm going to retract that.
Just that one time that I did a verbal goof.
All the other times I stand by it.
Yeah, I thought you might.
well, with sarcasm that prevents you from,
Bunch of clowns out there.
you know it, but sarcasm that prevents you from connecting on an emotional level. The main thing is with the actor. It's talking with the actor and being like, you got to connect to what makes you roll your eyes the most. And it's that once you start like rolling your eyes and start going, it takes over you. And once that monster's there, then I can console.
So for you, this is very similar to doing like a summoning ritual where you'll summon someone to possess a body.
Yes, yes. It's almost exactly like that.
Right.
The only difference is there's
That's
no
so
Ouija board.
Interesting.
It's not like a Ouija board, but it gives really sarcastic answers.
Oh, see, that's a separate thing. Okay. That's a sarcastic ghost or spirit. Depends.
Like, I couldn't be more haunting you right now.
Wow. Well,
Okay,
I mean,
is this ghost in a bee costume? Like,
No, I was doing like a Chandler Bing.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
I didn't.
Got it.
No,
I don't know who that is.
rest in peace, Matthew
Friends.
Perry. Yeah.
I don't have them.
Oh, well, now you got 3.
2.
That's presumptuous.
All right, I was just putting the offer out there.
Sorry, I've been possessed by a snarky monster that prevents me from forming connections.
All right. Well, while we can maybe have Cryptid help with an exorcist for that, while we play this clip from "Help, My Brother's Bigfoot," which is a wonderful what the fuck is the word? Nomination.
Man, it's a good thing that this one's not recorded.
Words are hard.
Don't
Words
hear
are
it
hard.
all
Together, everyone.
words.
Yeah, all together.
Words are hard. Yeah.
So a clip from "Help,
Help, my brother's Bigfoot.
Oh, hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Did you clog the shower again?
No.
Like, because like, I went to go have a shower, and you know we have one of those bathtub showers, and like, I flooded the bathroom. Like,
Mum's gonna be pissed.
yeah, but like, also she's not going to be happy about having to call out the plumber again. Like, I don't have that amount of hair, Jason.
You just flooded it.
Yeah, yeah, I know that I flooded it, but
Good luck getting photographic evidence that I was involved.
I'm going to tell Dad.
I'm gonna give you a wedgie.
Don't do that. See, that's not fair because you're so much taller than me, and you're stronger, and it's not very fair. You're not very nice, Jason.
Just let me play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
But you never let me play. That's the real problem here, Jason, is you never let me play.
You can use this controller.
I know it's not plugged in, Jason.
It's plugged in. It doesn't need to be plugged in. It's wireless, but it is plugged in.
It's got a wire that's not plugged in. It's
Child
not wired.
1, child 2, your father and I are home. Do I hear someone playing my copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2? You better not be playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in there. Here I slowly come into the house.
I'm gonna lumber off into the woods.
No, Jason. No, don't leave me with all the evidence. Jason.
Well, Sam,
Hey,
I certainly see Mr. Hawks on the screen there. It looks like someone's just been telling him to do some kickflips.
Oh, kickflip, gnarly.
Thank you, Mr. Hawks.
Oh, honey, is that your good friend Mr. Hawks on the screen?
Yes, and I'm just trying to figure out who in this house might have been playing Mr. Hawks' game.
Well,
'Cause
honey,
it wasn't me.
It can't have been you. I've been with you this whole time.
Yes, thank you, darling.
We've been having sex on a makeout point on the hill.
Yes. Don't remind me now, otherwise I'll want some more.
Ah, yes.
Gnarly.
Please not in front of me.
Now, Sam, I wonder who's been playing my copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
I know you won't believe me, but it was Jason.
Oh, yes. This story again.
Honey,
This
honey, honey.
Jason has been playing. It couldn't have been me, mother/father.
No, it was Jason, and he also clogged the shower bath, and now it's flooded, and we got to call the plumber.
Well, I'm pissed.
Please don't be.
Oh,
No, you should be.
okay.
You're you're persuaded a little bit too easily, I think.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Sam.
Okay.
No, you should listen to me. You should
Okay.
believe me.
Yes.
Jason is real.
Jason's real.
Jason
That makes sense
is
because
real.
I once had sex with a Bigfoot.
Yes, you gave birth to Jason.
That's right. Because I like public sex. And so one time I went out into the woods.
You don't have to tell me, dear. I know all about it.
Well, I think that maybe our son is telling the truth. And we do have another son who lives here at times, but at other times is a Bigfoot.
Well, if Jason is true,
Mm-hmm.
He is.
good. No, bad.
Hold on.
Bad.
Let me
'Cause I'll-
verify this. I'm going to look at some of my photos from the maternity ward. Blurry. Blurry. From a long distance away. I guess if you turn your head sideways, maybe that could be, or it could just be a very big dog near me. Okay. Blurry.
What's this black and white photo? Hang on a sec. If I flip these, there appears to sort of be a man in the distance walking past.
Huh. Oh, yes, right. Yes, that was the day. Did you have a point?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I'm not here to judge you.
well, son.
We have an open relationship. As we've explained to Sam many times.
Too many times.
You enjoy public sex.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy tight bondage. We don't enjoy it together at the same time. We sort of meet up for very vanilla sex in a very
right.
private location. But outside, extramaritally, we are hugely into all sorts of separate things.
Uh-huh. And I had sex with the Bigfoot and you had sex with the mummy.
Yes. Yes. Now, talk about tightly wound.
Indeed.
Let's get out my flip book.
Dad, I can't get out of my bandages again.
Stephen.
Steven.
Oh no.
It's an interesting look into the American nuclear family in
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
And actually, the monster that's been nominated, you would think it's Bigfoot
Yeah. Or maybe the
or
mummy.
maybe the mummy at the end. It's actually the American nuclear family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because as a
concept.
sort of
The,
Not
con-
that
the
one in
concept.
particular.
No,
as a
yeah, not that
concept,
one in
as
particular.
a social construct, it has done a lot of damage.
Exactly. And this one's really commenting on, like the damage of this sort of like ideal that has really been thrust upon society.
Now, what do we think about these metaphorical monsters? Because they are just sort of like, okay, if something's really bad, then that is a monster. How does that square with the modern understanding of how monsters... Do most people that we think of as monsters just not want to be called monsters anymore?
Well, I don't think anybody really wants to be called a monster, not with all the bad association. And you are right that these metaphorical
What about
monsters...
counterpoint?
No, yeah.
Lady Gaga's fans.
Those are little monsters,
There's still monster. The monster's in there.
but they're little.
You got the qualifier, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
it
the
fine.
Taylor said they're
qualifier.
little.
They're
Yeah.
little itty bitty monsters.
Yeah, just little.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But you're like, to call yourself that and to like try and take control of the label, that's fine. It's when other people put the label upon you with negative connotation.
Exactly. And
Wow.
actually,
I'm just learning this stuff.
yeah, well, and Monsters Inc. is really sort of making a point here of like trying to, as we were talking about before, of like, is using the word monster even really okay? They're sort of saying like, things in society are monsters. Monster is more than just, these people or things or beings that have been ostracized. They're actually, the little moments of disconnection in relationships.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real departure from, like you said earlier, Matthew, of the Monstars.
Yeah. For 20 years, it's been the Monstars from Space Jam.
Exactly.
Actually,
They're really
I actually
rebranding.
have the results in.
Oh.
Want to see?
Yes.
The winner from these two is the Monstars again.
Oh wow.
again.
Okay.
Wow, that's wild because were they had a cameo in one of them, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they were in Jurassic Snark during the end credit scene
right,
in the hell.
Yeah.
They were dunking on Satan.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the Monstars feature their cameo in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 as well. So
forgot
it's
about
actually in all movies.
You can unlock them if you do a reverse nollie on an upside down crucifix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And getting that crucifix upside down is hard. That's tough.
Because there's like no physics system in those old games.
All crucifixes. You basically have to get another person to do the Christ air, land on a building, stay there, hire some carpenters to cut out around them,
Yeah.
and then turn it upside down. And that's it's a process.
A lot of people, not many people sort of knew that there was a whole option of different architecture things that you can do in that game. And if you don't select that there'll be skateboarders around, then you get a stern talking to.
Because Mr. Hawks has always been adamant that you should have the option to not have skaters around in his games if you don't agree with skateboarding. You think like it's ideologically causes public menaces.
Yeah.
So he's been adamant that option's available. He just disagrees with you.
Yeah.
And he'll
But-
verbally disagree with you in the game.
But when you're hiring the architect in the game, you also need to make sure you select the right package. So if you have the non-skateboarder setting on, you select no skateboarders. But if you have skateboarders on as per default, you need to select the package which is way further down in the scroll list.
Yeah.
Easy to miss, I would say.
Easy to miss. That's a little... That's been Rhys and my game tip corner for... well, we don't have any listeners this episode, so...
Yeah, so how is everyone feeling after this bracing episode of talking about movies into a CPAP machine? Are you breathing better? Are you feeling like a lot of people say that it gives you a whole new lease on life?
Oh, I feel very fresh.
Cool. Yeah, great.
You know.
On a scale of like Prince of Bel-Air to Subway.
Oh, I'm thinking it's fax machine.
That's good. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
So you do want to make a purchase then? Should I put you down for 4?
Put me down for 8.
Smart. Double the profits.
I know 7 creatures, monsters that
Are gullible.
very gullible.
Nice.
Not all of them, of
Yeah.
course. We can't say all. But
No.
the ones that I know.
You know them specifically, so you can
Yes.
specifically say, not a generalized statement.
Rhys, I
Anyone
think you've been doing a good job of promoting these CPAP machines.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're ready to buy at least like 12 more from me. I think
And-
you can handle that now.
And I'm just waiting to hear on Shayla whether Shayla's going to buy any.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll take the full package. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, awesome.
Incredible. Yeah, so I'll get...
You'll get 12.
Did I get 32?
Well,
I've shown that I'm capable.
okay. I believe in you. I got to fill out some extra paperwork. I mean, if you were willing to pay more for them, then I could probably make it work.
I'll take that test at the Celebrity Center again for you.
Well, now we're talking. Cool. Well, we're done with these CPAP machines then.
Great. Thank you for listening.
No one's listening.
Yeah, no one's
Yeah,
listening.
no one's.
But
Thanks
just,
for
just
listening
in
to my
case.
sales pitch.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, you're very well.
No, no one's listening to you.
Oh.
We've just
wow.
been so
You're just very generous.
encapsulated
and
by
just
this.
decided to support me even though you find me kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I can work with that. I can live with that.
Yeah, look.
Financially,
yeah.
financially, I'm ruined, but I can live with having.
Well, no,
some
you're
friends.
selling to them.
Yeah, I know, but once you buy 32, it actually gets way less financially viable. It's actually a huge markup in price to buy bulk like that.
Yeah, well, anyway, I gotta go sell these 4 CPAP machines I just bought. So see you guys. I've been Kristen Bell's body double.
Brunch. What did I say?
Brunch consultant.
Brunch consultant to the stars and Ted Danson body double all the way since Becca, which may have come out before 1990.
And I am Rhys McCain. I am obviously a caterer for Monsters and Rachel Dratch's body double. And hey, you can catch me doing a duet improv show on June the 24th or something like that. It's a Friday. Look it up. It's called Culprits at Big Fork Theatre in June. Give it a look.
And of course, I'm Cryptid, consultant to Monsters on films. And you can catch me also at Big Fork on June the 6th doing Queer Story Bro, hopefully to help raise money for top surgery.
Awesome. And that is a really cool show where you get a queer storyteller to tell true stories from their lives and then you improv stuff around it.
Well, the storyteller we have isn't queer, but everyone else.
Everyone else is. There we go.
Yeah.
That's
I'm willing to bet that they're
solution
at
to
least
that
an
name.
ally, though.
Oh, they're very much. It's
Hey, we need to represent both sides in this show.
she's actually Patience Hodgins. She was a singer in the Greats, Brisbane band.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And to close out the show, as always, Cryptid, you want to share your favorite quote from a movie, the movie being...
20 Spider.
Yeah, 20-legged?
Oh, I thought it said legend.
Well, it doesn't have an N in it, but
It also missed
L-E-G-E-D. This is a debate that's been raging online for years.
Yeah.
The logo and the director refuses to clarify.
Yes. And the quote, of course, is, "Oh, tickle, don't tickle."
Yeah, it's...
When you've got that many legs, you got to be clear about whether you want the tickle or you don't want the tickle.
Or if you're that old of a legend. And, this is... You really do need to go to university and study film theory to really get to the crunch of this movie.
But yeah, really great quote choice. Thank you, Cryptid, and thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Welcome, goodbye, Rhys. He ran away so fast.